Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let us analyze the pairs and see what we have for this week. So last week we didn't even take any trade, right? Because we missed most of the trade. This was supposed to give us the 1:6. I think we missed another trade on Euro AUD, by the way, right? So we didn't even trade last week actually, right? Last week I didn't actually take any trades last week. So let me analyze the pairs again and see if we can get any trade next week, right? And also that trade has to be a win, right? So I don't mind not trading if I know I'm going to lose, right? So let us see what we have for this week. The first pair, GBP AUD. Let's delete everything. Let's start from the beginning. All right, so this time frame, daily time frame, is now clearly very strongly bearish, right? Very clear, very easy. You cannot mistake this. The weekly time frame, well, you might call it bullish or bearish. In this case, I'll just call it bearish because I might just count this as the structure point, and clearly price is creating new lows, breaking lows and creating new lows, right? So weekly bearish, daily bearish, 4-hour bearish, it simply means that all three time frames are in sync. So let us draw area of interest on the daily first and see. Should we use this one? If you guys know me, I don't really like area of interest that is not as close to price as possible. This is just 1-2 taps on area of interest. This one right here is still too far. I can see month by month here, March, April, May, June, July. To me, it still looks too far, right? If I'm going to be drawing a valid area of interest that I can trade off of, it's going to be this one here, right? Because at least from here we can have multiple taps. So I'm still going to be using this area of interest. Now I just explained why I'm not using this one. It doesn't mean to not hold. It's just me personally. I've been trading this strategy for some time. I can almost sense which area of interest might hold, right? So I like this area of interest. But do I believe that this market will come all the way here and have the move this next week? You see, that's another question, because price is going to have to trade and create all the move all the way back here and then have the next move down. Is that going to happen this week? I highly doubt, right? So GBP AUD for sales, but we can't really trade this week on GBP AUD because price is not going to create daily candles, by the way, right? So it's going to create day after day, and in 5 days it should create all these candles and then have the move in 5 days. No, it's not going to happen this week, right? So next pair, let us see. Next pair, NZD card. Let's delete everything. I would like to see a much more cleaner structure. So NZD card, I believe, let us see if I can get it back. All right, so let me go back and show you guys. So this was what I was seeing from last week, right? So last week I was waiting for a clear break and retest under here to sell, right? So right now we have that break and we have the retest at that area, right? But here is what I'm now thinking now for this new week, right? From what current price action is doing right now, right? So of course, let me delete everything, and this is what I'm seeing. So this is what I'm seeing on NZD card right now as I'm analyzing this market, right? So if you look at current price data right now, you can clearly see, let me come a little bit more closer. So from current price data right now, you can clearly see that from around this price point, from these weeks, right, you can see that around this price point, price have shown some level of reaction multiple times. So it came here, this one is under that level, right? But let's look at this price action, this around this price right here. Price have clearly rejected this price multiple times, clearly, right? With weeks, price have clearly, let's count how many times: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. So price have reacted from this point 10 times. You can't just ignore that. This is the daily time frame, by the way. So the daily time frame, that is a very strong reaction, price have done that 10 times, then we need to be very careful, right? So let's go back again. Now for me to now be interested in this market, I will simply wait for a cleaner break from that level, right? I'll simply wait for a cleaner break from that level, because I'm not trying to sell and then market will now react all the way up again, because I can clearly see it has done that multiple times, right? So even if you should be looking for area of interest, I will be looking for area of interest that is below that price point, that is clearly below all these price points, right? So, but we can clearly see we don't have any area of interest there, right? All these price action all the way down here, I don't like to use them, right? To me, whatever economic event has been happening here is not really happening right now, right? So so this is what I am seeing right now. So let us check the 4-hour time frame to see if we can at least get an area of interest on the 4-hour at least, right? So 4-hour time frame. All right, so 4-hour time frame, I think this area is good enough, right? So let me come closer. You can clearly see the price was coming down before it reacted from this point. It reacted here, here, here. So let's count it: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 reactions so far. And to the left, I can believe there is a 10th reaction from here. So that is very I'm going to be using this one, this area of interest. You guys can see the reasoning behind the trade, right? Sometimes it's not about following the strategy like that robotically, right? Sometimes it's about reading how the market is behaving, right? So this right here, I would like to sell this market, but if price can open on Sunday night first to the upside, that would be better, right? Or if price actually opens, because if price opens to the downside, it will open with momentum, which clearly shows that it have actually broken all these levels. But if you open to the upside, it means it have reacted from this level. So anyways, right? So I actually just want a break and retest here to just continue selling, right? From the EMA, you can clearly see that price is actually bearish, right? Right now, price is above, which simply means it will be holding price as a resistance, right? So I'm liking it so far, right? But you just need a little bit more price action on the 1-hour time frame for us to know what to do exactly, right? So I'll first be waiting for the break, and I'll prefer that break to be clearly seen on the 4-hour time frame, and then I'll look for reasons to continue selling with the 1-hour time frame. Again, if you go to the YouTube, you can join our Telegram from there, right? So the Telegram is right here. The Telegram is right there. I will post the trade when it's ready, and the updates on all the pairs and all those stuff, right? So next pair, AUD card. Now AUD card, I'm still interested in selling from this area right here. So I still need that break and retest. But do I believe that it's going to happen this week? You see, I don't believe that is going to happen this week on AUD card, right? Because this price action right here, from here to here, took 10 days. Next week is just about 5 trading days. I don't believe that price is going to come under here, have enough market structure, then break it, then have a retest, then we'll look for entries, and it will sell all the way down again in under 5 days. It's not going to happen, right? So that's the reason I'm not interested. So which pair did I actually choose the first time? NZD card, right? So let's add it for the pairs for this week, right? I'll actually be interested in gold this week too as well. So gold, the overall trend is bullish, but these past few days have clearly been bearish, right? But this right here is just one of those trades, right? So price have clearly reacted from this level few times here. So I mean, I'm actually, if price can just have a break and retest above here, I'll be interested in buying the market, right? So I'll make a decision about that one later, right? But this is my thought process on this market right here. So if price can have a break and retest, I might be interested in buying this market from around this level right here. So that is that for gold. Let's continue with other pairs. GBP AUD. So GBP AUD. Okay, we have done this one already. AUD card. Euro AUD. Euro AUD. Alright, we have not analyzed that pair, so let us see what we have. Daily time frame. Let's delete markets right now. Daily time frame is currently bearish. This is the low. Price is now currently under that low, clearly making this market bearish. But we can see a clean area of interest right here on the daily time frame. So let's use this area, right? Clearly, this is a very clear one. You can clearly see that price was coming down before it reacted from that level. Same thing happened here. It was coming down before it reacted up from that level. Same thing here, coming down before reacted from that level, and price is currently around that level. It can actually react up, right? Because when price was actually under, it reacted down from that level. But now price action is currently showing bearish, which simply means on a bearish market we should be looking for sells, reason to continue selling, right? Even though price can react off of here, if price reacts off of here, then that is good and fine, right? But if price can continue being bearish and start being under this level, then we'll now look for reasons to continue selling, because price action itself is actually bearish. Do you understand? So that is that for the daily. Weekly time frame. Weekly time frame is, well, you can call it bullish or bearish, but let's see how the 4 hour looks, right? Now the 4 hour is clearly bearish, right? It's clearly bearish. This is the low and this is the high. So until price breaks above this high, before the market will turn bullish, right? So this is what I'm thinking. I need price to be clearly under here to sell. So this is what I'm looking for. I need price to clearly be under all these lows on the 4 hour, right? Then have a retest for us to sell, right? So that is that for Euro AUD. Should I add it for this week? Yes, the area of interest is a very clean one. Euro NZD, next pair. Euro NZD. Let us analyze this pair again. Or should we delete everything? Let's delete everything. Alright, so weekly time frame, let's see. Weekly time frame is bullish. Right, weekly time frame is bullish. Daily time frame is, I can actually argue that this is bearish right now. Right, it's bearish right now. And 4 hour time frame, is actually currently bullish, right? So from what I just mentioned, it means that there's no two time frame in sync, right? Weekly is bullish, daily is bearish, 4 hour is bullish. There's no two time frame in sync, which means we should not be interested in trading this market. But we are trying to break your rules. I believe a cleaner break and retest above here to buy is good, right? But of course, since we don't have two time frame in sync, if I lose on this pair, it means I'm actually planning on losing, right? So I don't have to add this pair for this week, right? There's no two time frame in sync. Next pair, AUD CHF. I don't think I'll be interested in this pair, but let us see what we have. Yeah, I'm sure I'm not interested in this pair. That's already have a very big move. But are you sure this pair cannot sell? Because the buying momentum has been buying back to back for how many days? Let's see here. Has been buying for 14 days straight. So this market has pretty much been buying, and anytime that we see this, a lot of buys, sometimes the selling pressure is crazy. It's just something I'm noticing here. Stick with me here. This right here, okay, All right, listen, I'm not going to stress myself about this pair, but I'm looking at something here. Price could actually get here and start selling down. Price could actually get around here and start selling down. But I'll argue that this trade is a counter trend trade setup. I'm not adding it for this week, it's just something I'm thinking about. Right? But this right here could actually play out. Clearly, price have reacted from this level after buying a lot of time. So right now it's buying, and of course, any buying momentum is always due for a retracement at some point. And what are the chances it's not due for a retracement from this level that have clearly rejected price multiple times on the daily time frame? You know, for price to react from a point on the daily time frame means it's a strong reaction, right? You know, let's just go to next pairs. I'm not adding it for this week. GBP USD. This also sounds like a trade I missed. Oh, did I miss it? Yes, I missed it. I think this was last upper week. Well, I think I won a trade. Yes, I won a trade on gold. Okay, I remember. Right, so I missed this trade and I won a trade on gold. All right, so let us see what we have. Let's delete everything here and see what we have. So first of all, the time frame is bearish, right? The weekly time frame is also bearish, right? Also bearish. Now, first thing that's catching my eyes here is actually these lows right here, right? For price to be stalling around that area on the weekly time frame is it should be valid enough, right? So I'll still refine this zone, right? I just want to see what we are seeing here. So daily time frame is bearish, weekly time frame is bearish, right? 4 hour time frame should also still be bearish right now, right? But this right here is the low and this is the high, which simply means the price is getting back into that zone, it will be bullish, right? So let us see the daily again and see if we can still use that zone as a daily zone. All right, so I don't mind using this zone as a daily zone, but do we have multiple touches? That's where you might argue that we don't have a lot of taps from area of interest right now. So this right here is 1, right? You might argue that this might be 2, but me personally, I like to just call this 1, right? I like something to just be clean. This is a 1 reaction from area of interest. Price didn't really make it to here, but price basically reacted from this area around that price point that is close to area of interest. You might argue about that. Let us see the 4 hour time frame. Okay, 2. So let us see the 4 hour time frame here. All right, so price basically stalled around this area too and reacted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. All right, so I mean, it's not a bad one. It's not a bad trade. I actually believe it can play out, right? So simply, what I'm simply looking at is for reason to continue selling. So I want price to get to this area and then sell, right? I want price to get to this area and then sell. Is it going to happen this week? That's another question. But it's possible it might happen this week. Let's just keep it on the radar to watch and monitor. So that is another pair I'm willing to see for this week. AUD JPY next pair. Price is basically at the higher high, right? There's nothing to do. I'm pretty sure did we catch this trade? That's another win again. And we could have actually hold this trade to 1:4, by the way, but I'm trying to remember if we caught this trade or we missed it again. All right, I can't even remember what we did yet, but it's in one of the past videos, by the way. But this right here, we can't actually trade this market right now. GBP CHF, next pair. Alright, this ridiculous pair. It has never had any price action all here before, right? That's why I was buying this trade. It was a counter trend trade setup. You understand? Counter trend trade setup, you expect to lose, right? Because you're selling or buying against the trend, right? So this right here, I didn't expect to really lose that much, but it happened, right? And there's no price action for us to tell us what to do on this market right now. So it's impossible for us to buy or sell this market. So that's pretty much it for this one. I'd like to just draw this line here, right? So all right, let's continue. Euro GBP, clearly bullish on a daily time frame. Weekly time frame bullish as well. Weekly time frame bullish. 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame. Let me come closer. Bearish right now. 4-hour time frame is currently bearish. Area of interest. Alright, I don't even know if to buy or sell this market, but let me see. This market is supposed to be buying from this area, but am I willing to add it for this week? I don't know if I'm willing to add it for this week. And let me explain why, by the way. Sometimes I need the market to be a little bit more textbook, right? So I just need a break and retest like this, right, to be buying from this market. Now this market, the area of interest is here, somewhere around here, which simply means I need price to come back to here to buy, right? It's not so bad, but sometimes the market might have a much more deeper retracement, right? Sometimes if you're using the fib, where is it? You're using fib and you draw from low to high, you can clearly see that the area of interest is not like inside around this level. The area of interest is higher. I don't know whether you guys are understanding me, but I doubt you guys are understanding me, by the way. So let's just continue. I know what I'm doing. So I might not be willing to buy from this week, but it has the potential of buying. This is the daily time frame, by the way, and it has reacted from here multiple times, right? So actually it has the potential of buying from here, actually, right? So you just wait for the 1 hour to have a shift of structure to buy from there. But I'm not willing to trade that one this week. NZD USD next pair. This market is looking very NZD USD next pair. You're supposed to be looking for sales from around here. It looks like price have gotten to around here right now. So that's weekly. I'm coming. Let me see how the daily looks. Daily looks clearly bearish. And the final take profit target on this market is all the way here. So let me draw that one first. So on this market, we are technically supposed to be looking for how to continue selling, right? Because clearly price is creating lower lows, right? Creating new lows, new lows, new lows. So daily is bearish. Let's just look at that first. 4-hour time frame is also bearish. But area of interest, man, that's the only problem here. The area of interest. I need price to just continue this selling pattern. If I draw area of interest above here, it will simply means I need price to react from that area again. But if I'm waiting for price to react from that area again, then it means price failed to now fail to create a new low, which is a sign of a bullish market again. Right? I don't need that to happen. It means my area of interest is supposed to be below this low right here for me to be interested in selling. And if it's below that low, I can barely see an area here. So we are supposed to be selling this market, but where to enter is a problem. Usually we are supposed to just wait for price to create a new low, to break this low, create a new low, and then have a retracement to around that last structure point to continue selling to this area. But the area of interest, where is it? Right? So I'm disappointed in this market because I cannot get area of interest. But this is a very clean price action. NZD, sorry, next pair, AUD USD. I don't know why this market is so far. AUD USD. This market is actually bearish. Stop trying to deceive me, right? So this right here is the lower low and this is the lower high, right? Price have not stick close above this high or this low. Price haven't stick close below this high or this low. So stop being above area of interest, trying to make me buy this market, right? That is not going to work. So still need price to be under this market to sell. So that is what the daily is saying. 4-hour time frame. Four-hour time frame is also bearish. We could look for reason to sell here, have a retest to sell. Should I add this pair for this week? What do you guys think? Should I add this pair for this week? You know what what is making me think on whether to add this pair for this week is actually because of this consolidation. If I sell from here, right, whatever price action was making price consolidate from here might actually happen and price will start stalling instead of getting to TP. I'm not trying to, sometimes I know that the trade takes long to play out, right? But I'm not trying to enter and then hope for price to continue taking long. I don't really like price taking long, but that's just something that just happens, right? But if it has the potential of taking that long, day after day, it's not making any major decision. The first day is bearish, next day is bullish. I don't want it to come and happen here when I'm in the trade. I don't know that you guys understand the reasoning behind why I'm still skeptical on buying or selling this market, right? But this is a clean area of interest. Clear reactions from that area. So that's one thing. So I might just add it for this week, but you guys understand. That's why it's good to watch the longer version so that you know what I am thinking behind the trade. If you are watching a shorter version, I'll just tell you what to buy or what to sell. If you lose, that is on you. You don't know the reasoning. But here I'm telling you everything, what I'm thinking about, what's going on, you know. So that's it. So I don't know if to add this pair for this week. Let us see how the 1 hour looks. 1 hour also looks good. If you can have that break and retest under here, it's not that bad. I'm adding it for this week. AD USD. CAD GPY next pair. Let's see how the daily looks. Daily is bullish, but it's at the highest high. Right? I don't think there's any other price action that will even give me, area of interest to buy or sell. So this right here, the market is gone. Next pair, GBP NZD. GBP NZD. Let's see how the daily looks. Still feels like you need a much more deeper retracement to sell to at least this structure point. I'm not interested in this market actually. Right, there's a lot of things. Euro USD. Wow, okay, I like this one so far. So let us see what we have here. We have price going bullish, creating higher highs and higher lows, and now it's creating new lower lows and lower highs right? So I can argue to draw a trend line here to clearly show that this market is bearish, right? EMA, you can clearly see that the market has switched bearish, right? And the momentum of the sellers is strong enough, right? So daily is bearish. Let's just draw area of interest first and look at other time frames. So area of interest, I can use this one right here, right? So this area of interest, you can see that when price was coming the first time, it reacted from that area. When price was above it, it reacted from that area going up again. Above reacted multiple times. Above stalled around that area and reacted up again. Reacted up and now is below that area. So now that it's below, just like this one, we are hoping for price to have a pullback to this area to sell, right? So that was what I was waiting for here at a time, but the market did not sell. I remember taking a loss from that market, right? Price stalled around that area, which was good, but I can't remember if I think it was also because I did not get a confirmation. So that loss too was still on me somehow. So all right, so that's one thing about the daily time frame, right? Weekly time frame, let us see what we have there. uh Weekly time frame, you can't really see any clean price action, but what I can just notice here is that price have slowed down the bullish momentum, and then the sellers are now stronger. The bullish momentum is smaller, the sellers are stronger. That's one thing I can notice, at least if the market structure is crazy. But one thing I can notice is that the selling momentum is stronger now, right? So that is that for the weekly. Let's see how the 4 hour looks. 4 hour time frame is also creating a clean market structure, creating lower lows and lower highs. Right now market is bearish. Right? So you should look for where to continue selling. So I'm likely to work with the daily time frame the most. So I need daily time frame to get back into area, and then we can look for reasons to sell. Now this one thing I've noticed again is that if this market gets back to area, I think the 4 hour time frame is also going to turn bullish. So let us check the 4 hour to see. Right, if price gets back to this area, it will break above this high, making this market bullish, right? So that's another thing to just be aware of. But I'm actually likely to, so there are two sells here. It's either you wait for price to just retrace to around here without breaking this high to sell, if you can get the confirmation, or you wait for the daily time frame to make it back into this area like this, then you sell. So I don't know which one to play, right? It just depends on if the first one is even going to give us a confirmation, right? If it doesn't give us the confirmation, we will know that this is the second one for us to play, right? So should I add it for this week? Yeah, why not, right? Why not? USD JPY next pair. Can clearly see why I'm not going to be paying attention to this market, right? Tell me in the comment section, why am I not paying attention to USD JPY? If you're still watching this video till this point, right, I want to congratulate you. A lot of people cannot do this, right? It means I admire your dedication. I admire your dedication, to be honest, right? Because sometimes analyzing this pair is very boring. Even to me that is making this video, it's very boring. But it's one thing that you almost just have to do if you want to be successful in this space. You need to continue showing up every single time. Do the hard stuff. Watch the video to the end. All this is hard to do then. But if you are able to do it, it means we did together. We are together on this, right? So let's continue analyzing and see whether we can win this week, right? So if you are watching to this video, if you are watching to this point in this video, then I hope you make money next week. So let me know in the comment section if you are watching this, if you are still watching till this time, right? Let me know in the comment section, please. Let's see here. USD card next pair. USD card, no, I think we have good enough market for me to start looking for something here. Price is doing what? This market can not is good for buys. Oh. This market right here is actually good for buys. If I argue to draw a trend line here, you can maybe a random trend line here. You can see the price seems to have broken it, seems to have created an inverse left head right shoulder. It has the potential of actually just coming down here and buying, right? For some strange reason, I actually like it. I actually like this pair. This is the what 4-hour area of interest, right? Reaction from this area. Price has been selling and clearly shifting bullish from the EMA. You can see that. I'm feeling tempted to actually add this pair for this week, but the 1 hour now is now dog shit. This pair is cleaner on the 4-hour time frame. Let me just put it close. I will make a decision about it later. Euro JPY. It's bullish. Weekly should also be bullish. And at the higher high, by the way. And the last week was the doji. That is a very wrong, very big red flag. Because after dojis, you expect reversals. Right? Whatever. So next pair, please. At this point, we have good enough pairs. I don't think I even need to analyze all the extra pairs, by the way. At this point, we have good enough pairs to play for this week. So let us recap on the pairs we are seeing for this new week, right? So we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs. Last week we had about 6 pairs. We didn't even take any trade. So NZD card. NZD card is the first pair, and we need price to be under this level, and the reason for that is because price have reacted from this level way too many times, especially on the daily time frame, right? So a cleaner break and retest. So this area of interest is the 4-hour area of interest. We need to note that is number 1. We need to note that. The next pair is Euro AUD. Euro AUD can continue selling because it's creating new lows, right? So okay, I am just a little bit skeptical about this pair. Why? Mostly because the current price action has actually just been reacting to the upside. Even if the price action is bearish, I'll still be scared to sell this market from here, because this market can react just like it has done in the past before. So I'll be a little bit careful on this market. I'll be a little bit more careful on this market, right? Because on a normal day, I'll actually be looking for buys if price created a new lower low from around this level. But for price to turn bullish, price still has to break around this, above this area, which will make this market now bullish from here, but to be way too far from area of interest. So that's why the overall direction right now is actually bearish, and we are looking to continue selling, right? So that's why we cannot buy from this market. So I'll be careful on this pair. I'm just mentioning it, right? I'll be careful on this pair. NZD GBP USD. So I'm looking on the daily time frame, GBP USD, right? I'm looking to continue selling, and I'm pretty sure that is the same thing for Euro USD. I'm looking to continue selling. Then AUD USD. Oh, I just realized that we have a lot of USD pairs, and all USD pairs, by the way, I mentioned sells for all of them. See how I analyze everything individually, and USD pairs, I'm expecting USD to be bullish this week, be that. Then AUD XAU USD, which is gold, right? I prefer to buy this market because the overall time frame is actually bullish. So if price can actually do this price action, right, and give me a confirmation to buy, I might be interested in buying. Now it's only good that I know that just trade differently with all the pairs, because the overall pairs are just bullish, right? Gold USD doesn't really affect gold that much, right? So yeah, that's the pairs for this week, right? This is actually a longer one. I thought a lot making this particular one, right? So I'll make a shorter version about this video, and then I will upload it as well, right? So for people who are not going to be able to watch this longer version, but I actually recommend you guys to be watching this longer version. It's the most important. That shorter version, I'm just covering what's happening. I'm not really letting you guys know what the brain behind the trades, right? So that's pretty much it, guys. See you guys next week.